Ladies and gentlemen, greetings, and guess what? Today we start our series on Tally ERP 9. Most of you have been waiting for this. You sent in so many emails asking us to guide you on how you can go about, entering transactions and creating company in Tally ERP. We have covered pretty much in QuickBooks, so it's time for us to switch to Tally ERP 9. So I'm going to be guiding you through what is needed for you to create a company, transact and also manage your business. And Tally ERP is an accounting software which is actually suitable for those businesses that have, a lot of stock. QuickBooks is more of those businesses that don't have a lot of stock and even those that are into service businesses. But Tally is to do more with businesses which have a lot of stock. So this is the question that is going to be guiding us, well suitable and practicable for students and also small and medium enterprise businesses. So like I always tell you, if you need these questions, then you can always reach out to us through these contacts that you see on the screen. So we shall be guided like this. First of all, like usual, we shall create a company file, as you see. Then number two, I'm going to show you how to set multiple currencies before you even enter the opening balances. You must customize your file to ensure that you have your feature of multiple currencies active. Why we need that is that sometimes we have cross-border transactions, like the previous questions that we have been practicing. As you can check, like here we have some accounts which are in a non-UGX currency, like this. So we must make that change. Then next, number 3 is that we shall enter opening balances. Okay, opening balances. Then next we shall enter the stock items or the inventory. Okay, these are the stock items or inventories. Then next we shall do the transactions. Then of course we need to produce reports. Okay, so under the transactions, we know what falls under there. I told you there is banking, there is there is selling, buying, purchasing, etc. Anything that is transactional in nature, operational in nature. So that is what we have in the transactions part. So for the meantime, we must produce reports. So for the meantime, we are going to cover this. But for this very first session, because I don't want us to have so many rather a long session, then it gets boring along the way. For this video, I will try to create a company file for you. Then you also set the multiple currencies feature. Then we also try to enter some of the opening balances. The opening balance for the stocks, that one I usually do it as a standalone, video, because somehow it needs a lot of investment. So that is it. Here is our question that we are going to practice. So let us not waste any more time, and I will just open my Tally software. Okay, so there it is. You leave it to open, you give it some few seconds, then it opens. So those of you are seeing Tally for the first time, the display desktop version, this is how it looks like. So we have to skip all these, and you click where you see work in educational mode, because all these other modes you must pay. So since you want to use a free version, we shall use the educational mode for the purposes of illustration. So I click on work in educational mode, then you press enter on your keyboard. So there you come. There is some other company that is already there. So the first thing you do for you to create a new company, you go to you go to F3. You can press F3, or you go to this feature, company information. Then I want to shut this company so that I create a new company, or you can even create a new company from here, but I prefer that I first shut this so that it does not reflect in my list of companies. So you shut this, then you press enter. Now you see our list is clean. Now I can go to create company. So I click on create company. So you allow it to load. There it comes. Now there are some few features that I want to highlight for you. If you want to go back to the home page, you press escape button on your keyboard. In the left corner on your keyboard, there is ESC, escape button. So when you click there, they say yes or no. So when you press yes, just press Y like this. It can take you here back if you want to go back. So you always have to utilize the keyboard, the keys on the keyboard. When you press escape, you go back. So create company. They're asking me about the company name. So the company name is, check with me, is Kazahura Trading Limited. Okay. So I enter that very fast. Kazahura Trading Limited. Then you press enter. So to move to the next step, you have to press enter. Asking me the mailing name, I can keep it the way it is. So it has auto-copied itself. Asking me about the address. So you check through your address. It's located in Kawohe Shema district. So I type in there my address is Kawohe Shema district. Okay. We move. They're asking us about other countries. So automatically, this Tally version is from, vetted maybe by UK in England. So that's why you see by default the country is UK. So my recommendation is that you look for your country. Now mine is Uganda, where I am. But then if I check through here, the list of the countries that I have, you see under you, I don't have Uganda. So what do? You scroll through up here, 8 more. You can use the arrow keys. The arrow keys on your keyboard. Then you choose none. Okay. So when you select none, you press OK. Then you move to the next. Press enter. Phone number. You check whether you have the phone number. It is there, and the email address. So I'll do that pretty fast. 077-048-0905. Mobile number, it can be the same. Fax number, email address. We have an email address, kaza@gmail.com. Press enter to go to the next thing. If you have a website, you can put it there. Very important. So I press enter. They take me to financial year begins from when is your financial year starting. So the year that we are dealing with, if we check here in the question, the period, you see they're telling us it had the following information for the financial period ended 31st December 2025. So 31st December 2025, it simply means that the new year. Now, these balances that we are having are the closing balances of 2025. You get it? So meaning the year that we are dealing with, which are now the opening balances, it will be 1st January 2026. I hope that is clear. Period ended 31st December 2025. They are showing us all these balances. But remember, the closing balances of 2025 are the opening balances of 2026. So our opening date is going to be 1st January 2026. Hope that is clear. So you come here and you say 1. You can use the format that you want, /2026. And I press enter, automatically the books are going to begin from that very exact date. You press enter. Please, you must note that whenever you want to go to the next thing, you have to press enter. So I press enter. They're asking me about Tally Vault password. So you can put any password that you can easily remember. So for me, I'm putting my phone number 0480905. This is very important because if you do not set the password, then it will become hard for you to access your company again. If you close it and you want to come back, it's going to be somehow not okay. So you must set the password 0480905. So you can put your phone number which you can remember easily. So I press enter. They're asking me use control, security control. No, this one I recommend you keep it. No. Then you go to the currency symbol. This currency symbol, you notice that most of our transactions, of course, the home currency is Ugandan shillings where we are. So I have to put one is the symbol. So I call it UGEX. Then the formal name is Ugandan shillings. Okay. Then they're asking us, this is like an interview. Suffix symbol to amount. They mean that when they are maybe producing the reports, should they put the symbol alongside the amounts? My recommendation is yes. And how you put a yes, you just type Y like this. When I type Y and press enter, you see it automatically becomes yes. Asking us, should we add space between amount and symbol? That is a yes, automatically. Then they are telling us if some amounts are in millions, should we show them in millions? Of course, I recommend you take yes. So you just type Y and press enter. Number of decimal places, 0. We recommend 0. Then number of decimal places again, 0. So when you reach at the end of the interview, again you press enter. So you see, when you press enter, they ask you, do you accept or you want to change some things? Do you accept yes or no? So if it is yes, if you're comfortable with the information that you have filled on this page where you're creating the company, then you press Y. Y meaning that you have accepted. Say yes. So you see, when I press yes, before they take me to the home page or the Tally gateway, they ask me the password, which I created, which I set. So I put in my password. Then I press enter. So there you go. You see, my company is Kazara Trading, Limited, or this information is right here. The period is from this to this. 1st January 2026, then automatically an accounting period is a period of 12 months, so it ends 31st December 2026. Okay, so that is how you basically create a company under Tally. So I think people are following through. Now the next thing, now I have successfully so far we have done this. Now the next thing to do is to set the multiple currency feature. And how do we do that? Let us first check in the question which currencies do we need to set. When you see here, there is I think this is a pound, okay, of Citibank. Then there is also some accounts in USD, but then there is more information. There is more information on these currencies. At some point, they're showing us that $1 is equal to 3,700 UGX. Then one British, pound sterling is equal to 4,900 UGX. So there are only two multiple currencies that we have to set. So how do we do that? You first go to F11, but you can click there from here. Features. We have features here. So you click on features, then you go to accounting features. So again, I press enter. So there is this kind of window that pops up, and they're asking you, my interest is here, general, under enable multiple currencies. So I come here on enable multiple currency, I click there, then I put a Y. If I put a Y, I mean yes. So I press enter. You keep pressing enter. If you don't want to change any other thing, you keep pressing enter until they ask you that, are you accepting? Again, you press enter or yes, then that one appears. But then I have to set, what I've simply done is to enable this this multiple currency feature. So I have not set the different currencies that I want to use. So our home page looks like this. Okay, this is how our home page looks like. Okay, a minute. Okay, I put 07480905. Now this is the company that I am dealing with, is Kazahuda Limited. It shows here it is very much highlighted. So I want to sorry. Okay, so this is where we at. We have so far created a multiple currency feature. Now, if I want to now double click here on accounts, let me go back. If I've told you, if you want to go back, you press escape. So if you want to set the USD and the pound sterling, you come here on accounts info. So you click there, then you go to currencies. So when you go to currencies, you create those currencies. So I click on create. Now the first one, I put a symbol, dollar. Its formal name. So you press enter, you go to the formal name, we call it USD. Okay. Decimal places, set them to 0. You type in 0 manually. Show amount in millions, you say yes. So you put a Y. Suffix to the symbol, we say yes, put a Y. Add space between, you say yes, put a Y. Then the decimal places, or you skip them at 0. So press enter, accept, Y. So that one has been created. Another one is a pound sterling. Now, I'm having trouble with my keyboard. And then I can use the on-screen keyboard. Okay. I want to put the symbol here as, where is my pound? Okay. That's saying a pound here, the symbol for pound. Okay, let us not waste time. Let me use pound. Okay, GBP. Okay, this is my symbol for pound. Then I can call it pound sterling. Then this one, number of decimal places, 0. Amount in millions, we say yes. Yes. So you simply press a Y. When you have, got familiar with this, it becomes quite easy. Y, 0. Accept, yes. So those are the two, currency signs that have been created, or currency symbols. So I can now escape and go back to my home page. So still under the currencies, let me assume that we are here. If I go back to the accounts info, I go to currencies. Still, we have not set the rates, the rate of exchange, because you see here they are telling us that 1 US equals this, then 1 GBP equals this. So you go to rates of exchange. See, they are already created. Then the standard rate for the USD is 3,700 as per the question. These ones you leave for selling and buying, you leave. Then you also set for, the pound sterling, which is 4,900. 4,900. So press enter, then that's all. You keep pressing enter until they ask you to accept. When they say accept, you press Y, then you go back here to the home page. Next is press escape. Here is the gateway to Tally. Everything we do, we shall be doing it from here. Next is, so what we have so far done is create company file and to set the multiple currencies. Then number 3 is enter opening balance. So let's try to enter some of the opening balances. Then you see how it is really done. Okay, let us enter some of the opening balances. So if we go to our question, we have these opening balances right here, and they are well categorized, as you can see. Some are fixed assets, others are bank debtors. So we start with the old pickup. It's in UGX. So you come here, see it is 10 million. Okay, 10 million. Sorry. So we assume that you're here. So all you do is come here under accounts info, you click there. So when you click there, you go to ledger. Then you go to single. We have single and multiple. So we have to select single ledger. So you create like this. So the name is old pickup vehicle. Enter. Then here under, this is very important, when you are selecting under which account does an old pickup vehicle falls. In some questions they might not tell you that it is a fixed assets, because they assume that by the time you are learning this accounting software, you have knowledge to understand that a motor vehicle is a fixed asset. So even if they do not reflect the kind of, or the category of these sub accounts, then you should be in position to know that a motor vehicle is a fixed asset. So you scroll down, use the arrow key, then you select fixed asset, press enter. Then the currency is of course in UGX. Inventory values are affected, no. Old pickup, all these we don't need. The bank details, no need. So enter the opening balance. It is 10 million. 10, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then I press enter. Automatically it shows that it is a debit balance. because you see, assets have normal debit balances as per the concept of double entry. So if everything looks okay, I press enter, then Y. Yes, I accept. Then the next thing is we have bank accounts. One is Crane Bank, but in USD, 50,000. Crane Bank. So call it Crane Bank. Enter. Is it a fixed asset? No, it is a bank. You look for the right category. Okay. So if sometimes they give you the details of the account number, you put it there. If they ask you about the account number, then of course this is the account title. So you move bank name, not applicable, branch. So that is in real practice. If you have all this information, it can be in Mbarara branch, Kampala branch. So you can put that information there. Set checkbooks. No, all these we don't need. My interest is just to put in the opening balance. But something we have forgotten. Sorry. So you press back. If you use the back button here, I have to select USD. Okay, because the currency is USD. So I select USD. I press enter. Then I reach here where they enter the opening balances, and the opening balance is 50,000. Press enter. Sorry, they're telling us must use currency. Okay, let's fix that real quick. Enter. They want us to show that it is IU, the suffix. It is 50,000. Okay, so you press enter. So you first put the sign, then you put the amount if it is a non-UGX. So I can now press enter, then they say yes, put a Y and move. So there is another bank account to enter. Is Barclays. I will enter only these. Okay, let me enter them. Barclays Bank, UGX 40 million. So you come here and say, I hope people know how we enter these opening balances. Let me first escape and show you. Let me try to quit. So you press escape. So you come here. Told you are here at the home page. So you come under accounts info, you double click and create ledger, create the one for single. So we are entering Barclays. Sorry, Barclays Bank. I'm going to be very fast. It's UGX, the currency is UGX. So these are the things we don't really need. I come here and put Barclays Bank is 40 million. Yes. Enter again, then Y. Then another one is Citibank. Enter, but its currency. Sorry, you go back. How to go back? You press the delete button, like the backspace button. Pound, it's pound sterling, GBP. Okay. So you move. So I say GBP. Sorry. GBP. The amount is 24,000. Enter. So of course it's a debit because it is a bank account. Okay, that's why it has a debit balance. So we enter and Y. So that is the information regarding the banks. Then also we have datas here. It's the same, just simply the right categorization. Shahel Traders and Mahal, very simple. So you come here, the name you say Shahel Traders. Now the right categorization, now this is not you know, this is not a bank account. These are datas. So you go and look for, go down, 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 where you have sundry datas. Here I'm using the arrow keys to navigate the screen. Sundry datas, press enter. So they are giving us the currency is of course UGX. Maintain bill by bill. Okay, that's a right recommendation. All these other things, if they have the address, you put it there. Maybe is Kampala, whatever the country. All these we don't need. We just put the balance is 10 million. Enter. Okay. Shahel bill wise breakdown. Yes. So you keep pressing enter. Then you do Y. The next is called Mahal. Mahal and Sons is also a sundry data, so we don't change that. Of course, the right categorization is current asset. And maintain bill. Let us set this no. So you just put an N. You go move, enter. I'm pressing enter. Then the amount, their balance is 8 million. Press enter. So of course they show you that it is a debit. It's a debit balance because you know all data fall under current assets and all assets behave the same way. They have normal debit balances. So yes, I put a Y. And I click Y, that comes. Okay. And next is creditors. Now we have Jaipa and Tata. And their denomination is in USD. So you come here and say Jaipa. Now for them they are not sundry debtors but rather sundry creditors. So you must change the category. Sundry creditors. Then the currency is USD. So I take USD. Then I move down, move. Then I don't need all this information. So I put my sign of USD and then the money. I put a space because of what we said. So it's 400,000. Enter. Of course, they show you that it is a credit. It's a credit balance. Reason being, these are accounts receivables. Creditors are accounts receivables and they fall under liabilities. And all liabilities, as per the concept of double entry, behave the same way. They have normal credit balances. Enter Y. I press Y. Then next is Tata Industries. Tata Industries. Okay. Of course, sundry creditors. USD. Yes, you must pay attention to the currency. It's USD. And press enter. If you have the address, you put there. So I put the money. It's USD. Then I put a space. The amount is 2,000. Press enter. Then yes. So ladies and gentlemen, we are done with entering these opening balances. So I want to stop here because we shall have a different video on how to enter the opening stock, because for it is somehow sophisticated before we do the transactions. So after you have successfully entered all your opening balances, if you want to go back to the home page, then you simply press the escape button until you go back. Escape Y. Then again escape. Now the home page looks like this. Now all the information that we have configured is right in there. Let me see if there is anything that has been fed in the balance sheet so far. You see some of the things that we entered, the current liabilities, they are right there. Our balance sheet is balancing 1.48. So we shall pick it up from here next time, but we thank you for following through with us. If you have specific questions or you need personalized training, you can always reach out to us through our contacts here. Send us an email or WhatsApp us on this number to receive questions and more guidance. Thank you so much, and we are registering for the e-tax training, specifically people who are in Uganda on the domestic taxes. If you have not yet subscribed on our channel, please, we encourage you that you do so, and also you recommend and share to your friends who might need this information. Thank you so much, and good luck in your training.